Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, the momentum here in Boston wrestling continues as we continue to build and build and build. The fans want to know, how do we help? We subscribe to the Patreon, but we see all the great merchandise on that set. Coronavirus may have killed the nightlife, especially for someone like Marty, but our acclaimed eBay store is open 24/7 around the world.
Wow. Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insider's in-studio shoot interviews on eBay with this brand new personally autographed WWE Royal Rumble 2021 11x14 poster signed by WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his advocate Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens. Reigns and Owens battled for the Universal title in a last standing match January 31st in the Thunderdome in Tampa. This limited edition collector's poster is number 31 of only 50 produced. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus autographed 8x10 photo. Get this rare, awesome collectible for your man cave and help keep wrestling legends working now. Boston wrestling sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there, live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to Wrestling Insider's Current Events as we review the Monday, March the 22nd, 2021 edition of WWE Monday Night Raw from the award-winning Thunderdome in Tampa, Florida, 24 hours removed from the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view. It's a beautiful early spring day here in Boston. No coats needed. Hope all is well wherever you may be on what is the birthday of one of our true super fans here in Boston Wrestling, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania's finest, Maria Davis. Happy birthday to you, Maria. A few notes before we're joined by Dave Carter. As the road to WrestleMania continues, we have something very special planned in Tampa to bring you some extraordinary guests, live episodes, cyber autograph signings, and more from the home of WrestleMania 37. It's more important than ever for fans to get involved in what we're doing in a variety of ways. Again, we remind you, we ask you, we plead, we almost beg of you. Hit the thumbs up button on each and every video if you enjoy them. Let YouTube know you like what we do, so they'll showcase our content to more and more new fans that don't know we exist. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, it's absolutely free. You can click the little notification button so you never miss a video. Again, especially when it comes to our in-studio shoot interviews, share the link to the video. Share them on Facebook. Share them on Twitter. Share them on online Facebook wrestling groups, on Reddit, on popular wrestling websites. There are millions of fans that don't know we exist, but once they do, once they find us, I think they're going to love us, and that'll help us grow the channel, grow the content, and be able to do more for you. The gray Super Chat button is open for business. It's that little gray dollar sign below the chat box. If you're with us during the premiere on Tuesday night, donating any amount helps huge, whether it's $1, whether it's $1,000. You can use PayPal as well at BW at BostonWrestling.com, as they take a much smaller percentage than YouTube. Our eBay store is loaded with awesome wrestling merchandise with superstars from every generation. Each purchase helps us bring you more great content and includes an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. And last but not least, join the Boston Wrestling family at Patreon at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling, where for less than a cup of overpriced coffee at Starbucks, you get early, ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider programs each week. Our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library is seen by millions online and millions more on The Howard Stern Show. Patreon exclusive videos, including a watch-along with Marty Jannetty coming April 1st, and the knowledge that you, yes you, that handsome, a beautiful individual you look at each morning when you're brushing your teeth, are helping keep wrestling legends working. Again, find us at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Want to make note, beyond all of our regular programming, we've been having fun on Sundays with these watch-alongs, usually with the live pay-per-views, but we're going to mix it up a little bit over the next couple of Sunday nights. This Sunday at 5 p.m., we're going to do a retro watch-along of the first WCW March pay-per-view, which was a WCW Uncensored 1995. Dave Carter and I will be watching it on WWE Network. We invite you to join us live, join the chat, and we're going to have a big prize. If you saw the cherry popping, so to speak, of the not Wheel of Fortune, but Ring of Fortune, it was a lot of fun to give away 14 great prizes to 14 great wrestling fans. This week, we're going to have one big prize. The main event of Uncensored was Hulk Hogan defending the WCW Championship against Vader. So we're going to be giving away a Vader autograph photo. Vader, unfortunately, is no longer with us. He's not going to be signing any more autographs. This is a great piece of memorabilia. So we're going to open it up to 14 fans if they want in. The money helps Wrestle House in Tampa. Someone's going to get the Vader autograph poster. And then 1 week from Sunday, Easter Sunday night, we're going to do a retro of retros as we go back and do a WrestleMania 1 watch-along from March the 31st, 1985. The world's most famous arena, the mecca of professional wrestling, Madison Square Garden, where it all began. Just 6 days, technically, before WrestleMania 37, Dave Carter and I are going to go back and watch how it all began at MSG with WrestleMania 1. Don't forget, at the top of the hour, it is Wrestling Insiders at your house. A lot I could say right now. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to be optimistic, but I'm a little fired up. I'm a little hot under the collar right now. Howard Miller has dosed me with water here at the studio. But we're going to see what happens at 10 o'clock tonight on Wrestling Insiders at your house. It could be a very memorable episode. It could be a disruptive episode. I do not know because it has not been taped yet, but I am PO'd. And with that said, a man that's never PO'd when it comes to seeing the Easter Bunny delivering a little chocolate, Mr. Dave Carter. Dave, welcome. My gosh, when you think about it, Dave, it's only, what do we have, 2 more Raws to go until the big
2 more
dance in Tampa? The last tango in Tampa?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's hope it was better than the dog shit last night. I pass the baton to you. Let's get raw.
All right. So we kicked it off way different this time with an actual match. I was shocked because I thought for sure we were going to get some long, drawn-out promo or something like that because of Fastlane. But no, we kicked it off right with a match. Bobby Lashley with MVP versus Sheamus, which was an actually different match. So I didn't mind it. What?
No, that was actually my phone. It was a text from Marty Jannetty that buzzed.
Oh, there you go. I put 2 big dudes just going at it, having, a regular, I almost want to use Michael Cole's word vintage because it was like just a two good good workers. I know you don't see a lot of Sheamus, but he's a good worker. It was different. I liked it because it was different. It was a good match. Cedric and Sheldon show up during the match. They hit Sheamus outside the ring. Cedric gets on the ring apron, and it's weird because he started talking to Lashley for some reason, and I don't know why Lashley even acknowledged him, but he did, and he goes, come on, get out of here, gets out of here. Oh, it distracts Lashley, which got Sheamus to get the upper hand on him and get some offense in. Bobby ends up getting the upper hand and winning, but getting the hurt lock on and winning, but I just thought that was kind of weird because why is Cedric like 1 week he's good, 1 week he's off? I don't know. It's a little different for me.
I don't know what they're doing with Cedric Alexander other than the fact that it makes no sense to me. I hate the fact that you try and turn someone heel on a heel faction weeks, or well, now a couple of months after he joined them.
Right, and it happened one time. Remember? Because we talked about it and it didn't. But let me just finish. Then after the match, Sheldon and Cedric beating on Sheamus. Drew comes out and attacks both Cedric and Sheldon. Drew gets in the ring and stares at Bobby Lashley. They both exchange some words without on microphone, obviously, and that was that segment. Like I said, I liked the match. I thought it was good. It was different matchup, so I didn't mind it. It was a good way, and why I really liked it, because it was an actual match to start off Raw instead of some 10, 15-minute promo. You know what I mean? So I liked that, too. What did you think of it?
I thought it was nice to actually just open with a straight wrestling match. I'll give credit where credit is due. You know, I'm not the world's biggest Sheamus guy, but, you know, he had back-to-back nights of very, very solid efforts at Fastlane and on Raw, losing to Lashley. You know, he has enough credibility, I suppose, as a former champion, that he was a good opponent to put over Lashley clean headed into WrestleMania. As I noted, I didn't understand the whole Cedric Alexander thing. I don't understand any of it, but I just think it kind of took away from what was going on out there. But it was a good match. It was a good opener, and I like the fact that we didn't have to sit through Miz or McIntyre or one of those boring 20-minute promos to open the show. We actually had what the show is meant to be, a wrestling match.
Yes, sir. From there, when they come back from commercial, we see Cedric and Sheldon backstage. They get confronted by Bobby Lashley and MVP. Bobby says he didn't need their help or wanted it. MVP says, "You embarrassed Bobby Lashley. Think about what you're going to do to make it right." Quick little thing. I guess, you know, what we thought why Cedric would do it, they wondered why Cedric would do what they did too. So I don't know. What did you think of that?
It was fine.
Yeah, it was quick. That was what I put. It was quick, so it didn't really affect me either way. From there, we had Asuka versus Peyton Royce. I honestly loved this match. I thought it was a good match. I thought Peyton did a hell of a job. I love the aggressive out of her, and I just liked how she actually – they told a story in the ring. It wasn't some little this, little that. It was a good match. I really did. Everybody might beat me up on this. I thought it was a really good match. I actually wasn't wishing this was going to be over. Asuka ended up winning by submission. Rhea Ripley I love the whole thing, even this part. Rhea Ripley showed up. Rhea says, "You've proved your point. Charlotte has been challenging you, but she has COVID. Now it's not going to be her." Rhea challenged Asuka for a match at WrestleMania. Asuka accepts. I thought it was good. It's a good way to present Rhea. We all know who Rhea is because she's been getting told that she's debuting. Well, hopefully the NXT WWE audience is watching NXT. That's the way I look at it. And if not, they have 2 Raws to try to show a little bit about her. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do.
Yeah,
and, you know,
plenty of time. WWE, one thing they do well, I should say, is make tremendous video packages. So if they choose to make a montage video to try and get her over, I have a hunch it'll come out very good.
And honestly, if we're going to see a women's match at WrestleMania, this is it. Asuka versus her. They're both great. They both have tremendous entrances. It's going to be awesome.
And it's different. We've already seen Asuka and Charlotte.
And that was my next word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I like this. I like when we're agreeing. It's better sometimes. But I know you're not going to agree with me about the match.
No, the match was way too long. It just exposed how limited Peyton is.
Really?
You know what? I'll say this. If you thought it was good, I think, to me, that shows just how good Asuka is to make it look good. I don't know.
Well,
Peyton Royce would have been someone that would have been on the chopping block. Maybe not as much as her partner in crime, maybe the Titus O'Neil of the women's division, Billie Kay, over on SmackDown. But
you know what's funny is she's really doing something like him right now with the damn autograph thing and whatever it is.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway, I did
like this. I thought, honestly, you were going to actually be like, you know what? I'm not going to say it was good as you are, but I thought you were going to say it was watchable.
It was way too long. I did like how they set up the aftermath with Rhea Ripley confronting Asuka.
I think everybody is gonna be shocked that because we're gonna have a way different score on this Raw. I know we are already. If you're talking about that, you didn't like that. Adam Pearce and Drew backstage talking about basically he's sticking up for Sheamus. Adam Pearce is like, all right, I understand why you did it. And Drew wants a 2-on-1 match tonight against Cedric and Sheldon. And he says, if I beat them both, then here's the stipulation. They're banned from ringside at WrestleMania. Adam says, I can do that. And then they went to commercial. I honestly like that. I think it's a good way to have a stipulation for a meaningful match then, because if it's just 2-on-1, there's no, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But this puts something on the line for it. So I didn't mind it.
It was ridiculous to the point that why would the Hurt Business, other than MVP, who apparently would have a manager's license, even be allowed at ringside for a WrestleMania main event championship match?
Right, but you know how they do it. So, I mean, I
can't like levels of retardation. I apologize.
But
you know what? From their point of view, I guess they tried.
Right. Well, the reason why I'm going by that is because look at New Day. They're always out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going by how it always is. I know what you're saying, and that is logical thinking what you're saying, but I'm going by WWE thinking. So I actually like at least there's a stipulation for the match we're going to watch later on. From there, we get a Rhea Ripley and Asuka match becomes official. We find out they actually tell us they do a little package thing, which obviously we knew it was going to be anyways. From there, we get Miz comes down to the ring with John Morrison from Miz TV. Miz says Priest and Bad Bunny have laughed at him. Who do you think you are, Bad Bunny? You show zero respect for me. Reminds us who he is. They both don't get the respect they deserve. How do I know that? Because they flash a graphic of the Mania poster and Bad Bunny's on it, but neither is John Morrison or him. He's basically mad that Bad Bunny's on it, obviously. Next week, they're going to be basically premiering their music video. Did you see any of that? I don't know how to describe it, so I would just put it that they were, you know what I mean? It's going to be funny. It's going to be entertaining.
I don't find it fun, and I don't find it entertaining.
You don't?
I was looking forward to John Morrison's return, and it's been absolutely worthless. Well, he wants the ODB look, I guess. I don't know.
I love it. But so they're going to be premiering their music video. Miz challenges Bad Bunny to a match at WrestleMania, which, you know what? I wanted to say this. I'm going to say it anyways, probably at the next one. He comes out and accepts it when we get ahead of there. But I'm actually happy for Bad Bunny because, you know what? He's been putting in the time at least for this. Because, you know how celebrities come in, they, show up once or twice before WrestleMania. He's been there since, Royal Rumble almost? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So at least he's putting the time in. I know he's training in the PC because I've seen it. So at least he's putting in the time if he's going to be on the card. That's all I can say about it. So I think
they're making a mistake in not having it be a tag team match.
That's
almost like when I don't want to give away what we discuss during our WrestleMania 1 watch-along on Easter night, but almost like what I discussed with Mr. T. I think it would be best to have a regular wrestler in there with him, get him in there for 2 or 3 big spots so he's not exposed, so something bad doesn't happen or something goes wrong that will make it look bad, and you get Damian Priest over in the process as opposed to him just being a cornerman. One man's opinion.
It's maybe we haven't really seen Bad Bunny do anything. Maybe they feel like he can have a match. Maybe he's done enough that he can at least have a match. Or you know what they're going to do? It'll turn into a tag team match at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
You never know.
You know what I'm saying? From there, after that, Miz gets on the mic and says, watch what I'm going to do because he's wrestling Jeff Hardy now. So we get Miz with John Morrison versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff's coming down the ring and says, Jeff says, you have no, you can't beat me without him. So basically ask him to go back like a real man. Ask John Morrison to go back, back in the back. Mm-hmm. Which is, we were just talking about how come guys are ringside anyways, right?
Yeah.
There's the point of it. Jeff Hardy, he's a legend. Miz a good worker. It was a good match. And I use the word again because you know what? I actually like it for these situations. It was a vintage match. It was a match on Raw that didn't have, just a wash away match. It was actually worth watching because it was 2 guys. You don't know who's going to win. Honestly, when Miz won the match, Miz won by pinfall, I was shocked. I didn't think they were going to have Miz go over. I thought Jeff Hardy would get the win, so I was happy with it.
Well, it's that time of year when the guys in the feature matches at Mania, they need to get those big, clean wins to make them look as strong as possible. I think it's a waste of Jeff Hardy, but
right.
The one thing that stood out to me was you have 11 minutes for Asuka and Peyton Royce, and you have 4 minutes for a former world champion to lose to mid-card Miz. I didn't like that.
That's how many minutes it was. Wow. Because I knew
Yep.
it was short, but I didn't
Yep.
think it was that. Wow.
Because it annoyed me so much. I went back and looked.
Yeah. After the match, Bad Bunny came out through the crowd. Well, not through the crowd. I guess through the little Trons or whatever you want to call them.
Through the Thunderdome.
Yeah, through the screens or whatever. Comes out of the crowd and hits Miz with the guitar. I thought it was a good shot too. He actually hit him really well.
Better than the one he got hit with last
right?
week.
Which is so weird. And Bad Bunny runs up the ramp, and as he's walking up, he's out of breath, which just blows me away why he was out of breath. But he sold it. Says, "I accept your challenge, bitch." You know what? I liked it. He said, "Bitch." It made it a little more violent. I like when they go a little more than TV, whatever, PC or whatever it is.
PG,
I like
yeah.
PG. You know, I like that. I thought it was good. What did you think of that?
It wasn't a bad little segment. You know, I just kind of roll my eyes at Hardy laying down clean for someone like Miz, but, you know, Miz has the better spot at WrestleMania. So you got to go with the hand you are dealt. They felt it was better to make Miz look good really quick, and they have the Bad Bunny guitar angle for the second week in a row. Again, I have no idea who or what Bad Bunny is. I have tried to learn. I guess he's very popular amongst the Latino base. And
Yes,
if it gets maybe some young fans or some new eyes to give it a shot, good. Hopefully they stay. I just worry that they tune into some of these shows to see Bad Bunny, and the shows are so horrendous, they just tune out.
You know, and that could be too, because honestly, I mean, like you said, once he's not on the TV anymore, we're going to lose fans, because fans are going to be like, oh, we're going to watch it right now because we're going to see what he's doing. But yeah, I hope not. Do you think we're going to get a guitar and a pole match, though? Do you think it's going to be a guitar and a pole?
No. Maybe if he sticks around, they'll do that at Extreme Rules, a big rematch with Bad Bunny.
Right. From there, we have almost. I got it now. Almost, because I looked how it was spelt on the screen. Almost. That's how you say it. I always call him almost. It's
almost.
Yes.
You almost got almost.
There you go. Almost and AJ backstage, and they're just talking. You can't really hear what they're saying, but Riddle goes by on a scooter. Stupid, dumb. I didn't like it. Not that they weren't talking, because what is going on with Riddle, man? As we'll see later on what he does too. I can't take it, man. I don't like that shit. I don't know about you. What did you think?
Next.
Exactly. From there, we get AJ Styles with Almost. They come down to the ring. Talk about their match at WrestleMania. He says, your first match, and you will be tagging with the greatest WWE superstar. You're going to throw around the New Day. At WrestleMania, we will defeat them and win the tag titles. We can't lose. New Day comes out. Kofi asks, did you really say you're going to beat us? Kofi's talking in a funny voice, which I don't like that. I think it's annoying. AJ says, shut your mouth. New Day tries to get Almost to turn on him, because they keep on asking him all different questions about his favorite stuff, and AJ keeps on getting it wrong. AJ tells Kofi to get in the ring so I can kick your butt. From there, they obviously went to commercial, which I put. I'll let you talk about it, but I love the NWO CarMax commercial. It made me think of like watching old school Monday Night Raw on WCW, so I did like that part. I did write that with it. But what did you think of the segment? And, you know,
AJ Styles promos are always very boring to me. As I mentioned with a lot of the guys, they almost sound like it's just the same thing over and over again with just different people and different scenarios involved. He's not a mouthpiece. He's never been a mouthpiece.
I think he's good when he's not doing both of them. When he's not doing it for the both of them, I think he's much better. I think when he's trying to do it for both of them and trying to be that heelish kind of guy, but almost like a shitty heel, like he's scared, but he's not, because he has the back, he has the bodyguard with him. I think that you're right. I think that stuff's not good. But when he's by himself, like when he first came to WWE and he was trying to be the phenomenal one, I think that was good stuff for me. But hey, we all have different opinions on it. From there, we get the match. AJ Styles Almost versus Kofi with Woods. Two great workers. I put good storytelling in the match. I use the word again, another vintage match, just because these are rolling out actual watchable matches. Like, you're like, all right, what are they going to do here? Kofi could win. AJ could win. You don't know, because it's a good match, I think. Kofi ended up pinning AJ, which surprised me. Another surprise win, because obviously AJ could win the tag titles with Almost. That could be how they break him in. I don't know. I thought it was done right. Well,
I'll say this. I think that would have made for a much better match at WrestleMania than the tag team title match they have booked. I think Kofi and AJ, if they were given the proper amount of time at a WrestleMania, could have an exceptional match as opposed to what we'll probably see with limited time and constraints in Tampa when the tag team titles are defended. One man's opinion, I would have rather have seen this as a singles match, and I would have rather have seen Damian Priest and Bad Bunny against Miz and Morrison as the tag. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
I thought exactly we were going to get that too. From there, we get Sheamus backstage. Why accept and challenge Bobby? He says, I don't back down to a fight. You don't know who I am. Drew respects me. Riddle comes riding around on a scooter and started asking stupid, wacky questions. And then finally, Sheamus put it to bed. He slams it into Riddle. Riddle falls over and throws the thing on the ground. I'm like, yes, I stood up and clapped. Honestly, I stood up and clapped. I was like, thank God. You know, this is getting ridiculous, man. Because, like, we always talk about, how is Riddle ever going to become serious after this? Because you know he's going to grow out of this gimmick and he's going to have to become serious at some point. How's he going to be able to grow out of it? All I'm ever going to remember him is being stupid, funny, and with the scooter. Like, come on.
And I think it'll lead to another match at WrestleMania that, you know, time to stretch your legs, I guess, between Sheamus and Riddle.
You'll be doing a lot of that, huh?
I mean, is that one you really want to sit through in the heat?
Wait, so you're for the U.S. title, huh? Yeah. That's where you're that. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. I didn't even think of that. You know what? That's probably it to get Sheamus on the card because Riddle obviously was going to be on it because he's the champion. Yeah. Scooter on a pole. Or maybe they have to ride scooters to win the match.
Oh, he'll probably ride the scooter to the ring like an idiot. Just to make him look like even more of a fool.
I love it. Oh, the visual, man, is going to be awful for that. We get Drew McIntyre versus Cedric and Sheldon, 2-on-1 match that we talked about. This match I thought was done really well for being a 2-on-1. I thought, it wasn't like one side. I thought they did a well job telling the story with it. Drew won by pinfall. Cedric and Sheldon are barred from ringside now. What did you think of the match? I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was bad.
The match itself was all right if you eliminate the stupidity behind it. See, here's how Dan Mirade would have done it. I would have done week 1. I would have done McIntyre over Cedric. Week 2, I would have done McIntyre over Shelton. Week 3, the go-home Raw, that's when I would have gone with the handicap match.
With the stipulation or no stipulation?
No stipulation, because the stipulation is absurd. It's not needed. It's overbooking it. It's almost like some of the AEWs we sit through. Again, why wouldn't WWE officials just ban the non-managers from Lashley's Corner at WrestleMania? Just let MVP, who you think, I don't know if he's officially a manager or he seems to wrestle half the time, be out there with them. There's no common sense to that. I think it could have and should have been executed different, and it may have made for a better match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind what you said either. I'm not as mad at it as you are, but I understand where
I'm always angry.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean with the stipulation. But from there, we're backstage with MVP and Cedric and Sheldon getting yelled at by MVP. Bobby gets pissed at them and just walks out of their locker room, walks over to another locker room and asks them who wants an opportunity to take Drew out and basically hold up championship. So meaning like,
and look at the people that were sitting there.
I know, right? I look and I see Ricochet and I'm like, are you shitting me? This guy who has money written all over him is sitting on the goddamn ground in a fucking fedora hat. Sorry, excuse me. I don't mean to use
purple pants.
Yeah, I just get so aggravated. Like, I'm sorry to swear like that. I get so aggravated because I look at him and I see money. You know what I mean? Money.
We had Humberto was there. He has a lot of talent. Yeah. Tozawa, when he's not a ninja, he has a lot of talent.
I was just going by the main one just because Ricochet. We always talk about him. The guy is fantastic. And how can't you find a spotter? But no, you're going to put I don't know. I don't even. But you're going to put someone right.
Just look at some of the guys we just mentioned a minute ago, and then look at the match that was up next.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You got a guy riding on a scooter, shit like that. When I don't know, man. What did you think of it? Anything?
I can see the point of view of Bobby wanting to try and take out the challenger before WrestleMania.
Right, built to something. That's why I like it. Could build to something. We'll see. Honestly, I hope if they do something with it, it's Ricochet doing something to Drew just so he has something. Do something with them. I don't even care at this point if it is him trying to, because he should not be off TV. He should be on it. Maybe not every week, but a lot of the time.
Maybe he should have asked T-Bar.
Yeah, right? Oh, God, I love it. Mandy and Dana versus Nia,
Oh,
Reginald, Lana and Naomi on commentary. Quick match, which was great. This was the one bad thing about Raw. I put Shane and Nia win by pinfall. Can't stand Reginald. Can't stand any of this. It's the same things over and over again. And you know we're gonna get some version of this on what's called WrestleMania. I mean, it's just it's coming down to it. I don't know how it's gonna. We're probably gonna honestly get Mandy. I honestly we might get a triple threat tag team match. And that how do you feel about that? Sleeping. Yeah.
oh wait, should I wake up now?
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, what did you think of it? Terrible.
It was complete and utter dog shit. Why intentionally put bad wrestling on a TV show in a match that no one wants to see? The character sucks and the actual wrestling is even worse. That's what I say about that.
There you go. From there we got Alexa on a swinging back and forth. Says she's still here, Randy, and so is he. Be careful for what you wish for. Then it goes black. We come back. We get Elias, Jason Reichner, and Shane in the ring, which is funny. Shane's part of their team now. I just can't believe it. I put Matt. Shane was disrespected. Match will happen when the time is when his knee's better. Elias and Shane sing a song together. It's called "Braun is Stupid." I don't know. Anything about that before I get into the match?
No, not much.
Okay, I didn't think so. From there, we get Braun Strowman versus Elias. It was a fine match, like it was a fine match.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. 2 nights in a row of Braun and Elias.
When I said fine, I mean it was just fine. It was whatever, I mean, I'm not gonna say the wrestling was bad. It was fine. It was just junk. There was no point to it, but it was a fine match.
It was garbage.
But there you go. It was garbage because it didn't have a story. I get it. I understand. But I'm just saying the match was fine itself. Playing did you notice they played the train sound effects though?
I did. I didn't understand what was going on for a second.
I thought it's the same thing. I was looking. I'm like, what is going on right now? Because I was listening to it. I'm like, what is this? But you know what? I didn't mind it. That was kind of funny.
No, we don't need the NBA sound effects in the middle of wrestling matches.
No, I hope they don't do it at WrestleMania. But I thought it was kind of a cool thing right now with the way Raw is doing it because
not I.
No, you don't like that. Okay,
no,
okay.
No, not at all.
Just like at WrestleMania 33 when they kept on showing the rings on the ring. Remember when it was Randy Orton?
Oh yeah. All the
you didn't like that, right?
Was it worms or?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
I love it. We end up getting Braun winning by pinfall. Shane's hit Braun with a crutch and runs up the ramp. Braun says the knee looked good now. He has had enough. Tell him, are you man enough to face him? I want you one-on-one at WrestleMania. Shane says, I accept any match you want, and I'm going to win because you are stupid. So there you go. We get the match we were talking about, and we knew it was going to end up being at WrestleMania, and there it is.
The match sucked. The angle wasn't so bad until they get to the point where it should have been Braun saying to Shane O'Mac, I'll take any match at WrestleMania just to get my hands on you. It shouldn't have been the heel saying that to the babyface. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%, because now we're doing what you always say, Stone Cold Shane McMahon, man.
Yep. Well, I mean, it is Stone Cold, so maybe that's it. If it was anyone other than Stone Cold, maybe they wouldn't have done it.
What do you think the match is going to be? Do you have any idea yet?
As far as what the stipulation might be?
Yeah.
If Braun gets to pick it, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. If it was Shane doing it, I imagine it would have been a handicap match of some kind, but where he's allowed Braun to pick the stipulation.
In a cell?
Huh?
Since we don't have one, do you think it's going to be in a cell?
No.
I'm just thinking
not for that match is too far down the.
But the only reason why it might be is because of how Shane's been running around the ring. Braun's going to put it in a cell so Shane can't get out. That's how I was thinking it.
I could see a cage more than the cell.
All right,
even at that point, I think it's just. I think that match is too low on the totem pole for them to, like a cage match or a Hell in the Cell. That should be for one of the top matches if they would do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a cell, but even a cage. One of those two I'm going with. I just think because the way Shane has avoided him so much, running away, running all around, I'm guessing that's the way Braun's going to go. Honestly, it is what it is. I know it's down, like you said, but when Shane's in a match, he's got to be able to jump off something, do something
He
crazy.
needs to jump.
Right, exactly.
He loves to jump.
You better believe it. And then we get the main segment of the night, which Randy comes down to the ring. He says it feels like just yesterday watching the Fiend burn. After tonight, no more Fiend or Alexa Bliss. Bullshit comes to an end. I like that.
Yeah, got a little swearing in there. I like that.
And I liked it because he said
swearing.
bullshit because you've been calling it all this bullshit. So I thought of you when he said it because you're just like, this is all bullshit. So bullshit comes to an end. Alexa appears on the top of the ramp. I told you, Randy, then plays the Jack in the Box. The lights go out. Fire comes out friggin' ring post like a Kane entrance. The Fiend appears. Randy goes in his black bag that has a gasoline can in it. He throws some on the Fiend. Then he starts dousing him. And the Fiend's just standing there, which is, okay, I guess because he's the Fiend, he does that. Randy ends up doing the RKO. Alexa in the ring now, gets up on the ring apron. Fiend gets back up and gets the mandible claw on Orton. Orton starts selling it real good.
Jack Murray like mandible claw.
Yes, sir. And then he gets the Sister Abigail on him. Fiend and Alexa in the ring with Alexa pointing to the WrestleMania sign. It was awesome. I like this part with the fire and stuff behind it. I thought that was a cool visual on the TV. And I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere where it's an Inferno match or something like that around the ring. I'm guessing
socially distanced.
Right, but I think it's going to be an Inferno match. I really do.
That only makes sense.
And I love the Fiend's cat. But you know what? Did you notice? I don't know. It's been rumored, and I thought about it too. I know you're going to say no way, but I got to throw it out there. Do you think that was Bo Dallas? Because that person that was in the ring was way skinnier than Bray Wyatt was.
You don't know what his diet may have been the past 3 months.
Jesus, but the guy, go back and just look at the person standing in the ring in that costume. Way different. I looked at it right away and I go, that's not him. There's no way that's him. And then I'm like, maybe this is a way to bring Bo into it because they're brothers and this is how they're going to be.
I hope that's not the route they would go. I didn't hear anything like that, to be honest, but I guess you never know unless he takes the mask off for certain.
Well, I didn't hear anything either. What I'm saying is that I was looking to see if it was Bo Dallas. This is just me thinking that when we talk about Bo as going to do, and then I'm like, that can't be Bray in the ring. At least to me, it couldn't have been because the guy was way too small. Like he was skinnier, way skinnier. And then I'm like, it's probably Bo because that would make sense. You could bring him involved in this family because, I don't know.
I was told that Bo is enjoying life on his, he has a barn down in Florida. I'm not going to say where, but he lives with Liv Morgan. He's setting up a real estate business and is anxious. Well, I don't know if he's anxious, but I guess just waiting for the clock to tick out on the contract to enjoy life after wrestling. I know where they live down in Florida, and it's a very nice area, not too far from where I used to be. So I'd be really surprised if he was in the mix, but you never know. Maybe there could be two Fiends.
Well, that's it. Maybe you're right. Maybe he lost a lot of weight on, like you said, on a diet or something because he just looked
him and JoJo working off the weight.
I love the visual.
I love JoJo.
I love the outfit. I love how he keeps on changing it and keeping it fresh. I love Bray Wyatt in general. I think he can't do no wrong. I know you think a lot of it's silly. I just love it. I think it's different. That's why I love it so much. But I thought this segment alone was very good, other than I could have done without the little Alexa Bliss stuff. But I thought the segment itself was done really well to put over to what's going to happen next week. And that's where we never get. And it makes me now want to see what's going to happen next week.
She takes away from everything they do.
Okay.
I don't think other than the fact they needed something or someone to keep it going while Fiend recovered from being burned to death. I can't stand, and I like Alexa Bliss a lot. I can't stand her as possessed Alexa Bliss. And the fact that a 14-time world champion is scared of this 5-foot-tall possessed woman at certain times on a swing set. It's too much for me. It's not any good. To me, it's one of those things that makes people want to change the channel, even though I am very interested in seeing how the Orton and Fiend feud plays out. I think Orton's original feud with the Waylon Mercy version of Bray Wyatt back in 2017 is really the only program of matches in Orton's career that haven't been very good. The chemistry was not there. The matches they had were... Again, it's a very different character now, comparing Fiend to, what I call the Waylon Mercy Bray Wyatt. So I hope for the best. I think they're going to have some kind of a very interesting gimmick match as part of night 2 of WrestleMania, and that is one I can say I'm looking forward to see.
So do you think it's going to be something like with fire, like an Inferno or something, or?
I would guess there's something with fire, probably an Inferno match. But you know what? The thing about Inferno matches is they generally suck. They're tough to work. They're very tough to work.
I'm not going to argue that. For the grade, I know I'm probably way higher than you, but like I said, there was only one thing I didn't like on this show, and it was the Nia match. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I thought, even though there were matches that were like, whatever, they were good matches. Every match was well wrestled. Every match had good people in it that made me think, oh, wait a minute, is Jeff going to win this one or is it Miz? Is it going to be AJ or is it going to be Kofi? I'm not sure. I like that. I like it. And I loved how Raw started off with the match. I love how Raw started out with the match. The segments
that was a positive.
I never thought the segments were very long and they built to something. And the ending segment was great, other than the little bit of Alexa Bliss, which made me lose a point there. And I thought the Nia stuff made me lose a point there. But other than that, I enjoyed Raw. I actually was not tired when I went to bed either, like I usually am, because I'm just drained from it. Thought it was good. I gave it an 8 out.
You're usually drained for other reasons, and it has to do with what's on your Tinder account. But that's a different story for a different time.
Yeah, okay.
Again, the positives. You open up with an actual wrestling match. Sheamus, who usually is kind of, 2 nights in a row, he has matches that are worth watching. That night with Lashley, Asuka versus Royce was just way too long. The post-match angle to set up the title match, not so bad. Miz and Bad Bunny promo on Miz TV. Jeff Hardy losing in 4 minutes. The Bad Bunny angle, could have been worse. Kofi and AJ, solid. I would have rather have seen that at Mania, as I said. The Scooter with Matt Riddle. The stipulation around the Hurt Business McIntyre match. The promo afterwards where you saw the locker room of jobbers that are apparently going to take out Drew McIntyre or attempt to. The women's tag team title match, Beyond. Strowman and Elias. The angle with Shane O'Mac and Strowman, not so bad. Again, I don't understand why it was Shane issuing the challenge, other than the fact that he is stone cold about being able to pick the stipulation. And then the final segment of the night, Alexa Bliss's involvement. But Orton and Fiend, it's kept me interested to the point, like I said, it's one of those matches that I actually do want to see at WrestleMania. But overall, I gave it a 3 out of 10. I was very happy that it ended.
3 out of 10.
It could not end quick enough.
Are you?
Well, I just went through it segment by segment, what I thought was good and what was, I could keep doing the sound effect if you like.
No, it just blows me away because since I've been doing the reviews with you, there hasn't been much on AEW that I do like, and I still get it between a 4 and a 5, and I've seen you give it 6 and 7s. This Raw is nowhere close to being anywhere near a bad AEW show, and you gave it a 3 out of 10. I'm just blown away.
Lot of stupidity and a lot of, from a psychological point of view, things that make zero sense. I mean, I'll say this to almost agree with what you're saying. You could have taken a lot of what was on this show and made it a really good show. And maybe that's how you looked at it.
I did. Well,
I looked at it from I didn't understand the majority of it.
Well, like I always do, I always go in with an open mind with Raw because it is.
I try to.
I know they're supposed to build the stuff, but it's also still 2 more weeks till Mania, so you get 2 more Raws. So I look at it as it's a wrestling show. There was a lot of wrestling actually on the show this week, which was good. And I also enjoyed a lot of the segments other than the couple, the women's. And so I thought, and for me, I go by how I feel after. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad I stayed away for 3, nothing like that. I usually ain't, but you know what I'm saying. All right,
well, I tell you this, you mentioned 2 more Raws to go until WrestleMania. On March 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, 2 is the favorite number of Jackie the Joke Man, who's helped us on many of the live watch-alongs.
Oh, wow. Okay. From there,
It's out that Easter egg die.
Uh-oh. I have just a couple notes. I seen that Andrade finally got granted his release.
Oh,
Talked about, and they didn't put a 90-day non-compete clause on him, so that means he can go wherever he wants right now and wrestle on TV.
yeah, good for him.
I was shocked about that.
I'd love to have him. What
But
a waste. He should have been summoned in one of the feature matches at WrestleMania this year, and now he's not even on the roster. Just complete and utter stupidity. It just shows how either A, uncreative the creative team is, or B, how the final decision maker is closed-minded to certain things, because that's $1.5 million talent right there. I love Andrade. He has an open invitation to come here to beautiful MWF Studios, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, in the zip code of Champions 02176, or compete in an MWF ring if he is available. I'd love to have him.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. I totally agree.
Open invite.
And the only other thing that I seen was WWE not going to be putting Batista in the Hall of Fame this year because they want to do it when there's a full crowd so they can enjoy it. I thought that was interesting.
I think they should want to do that for everybody. But what are you going to do?
I was just going to say. I was just about to say that. How come they're not doing it for everybody? Because what are you telling the other ones that are going in? But you ain't beat me to the punch.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
Sometimes
okay.
I get so feisty and animated, I talk over you, which was
go ahead.
Your good friend Matt Degnan, otherwise known as Socko, in his salmon pants down in southwestern Connecticut, used to say. Sometimes I'd get a little too lively, and that I wouldn't let him finish his, or I'd talk over his thought, which I profusely apologize for.
No, I don't care. It's okay.
Oh, all right.
But I just was shocked that WWE.
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it this year.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. I mean, either way, I'll watch it, but I just like.
Oh, I will too. But I just, I would have liked to have attended. John Layfield is a good friend. X-Pac has been with us in the past. I like I think it runs a little too long because they induct too many people. But I would have enjoyed going to the Hall of Fame. Hopefully, they don't waste time with Warrior Awards and things like that this year that are not needed.
Someone's getting that.
I think that would be a nice segment once a year on Raw, or one of the TV shows, as opposed to a Wrestling Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah. Other than that, that's all I got. Other than that, this Sunday I'm excited. I think you've probably told everybody about the. Oh,
I was telling them all about it. Someone's going to walk away with one half of the main event on an autograph poster. The late, great Vader, Leon White, as he challenges Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Championship Uncensored 1995. We're going to do a retro watch-along live a little early at 5 p.m. It's almost like we're one of the old-school WrestleManias before they needed the traditional later-in-the-day slot. And then again, a week from Sunday, after your visit with the Easter Bunny and you, I'm sure, enjoying a little chocolate, we're going to have another retro watch-along as we relive WrestleMania 1, just 6 days before the first night of WrestleMania 37. We'll see how it all began from top to bottom, and the fans can join us. They can watch WWE Network on one screen. They can join us for the watch-along on another screen, and I think we'll have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'm excited for it. I love WCW in that time frame. I think if we do more of them, hopefully everybody will let us know how they like it. If we do more of them, it's just going to be fun. I think the wheel was a great idea by you. And believe me, I've seen the prizes. They're all worth it. I would absolutely 100% try to buy those slots up before they're all sold out for sure.
Well, this week it's a little different. What we're going to do is, because I am a kind-hearted soul.
Oh, okay.
We were just going to do the one prize. We were going to do the Vader autograph poster. But I said, you know what? I'm a giving man. So we're going to do a runner-up. The runner-up is going to get an autographed Vader 8x10 as opposed to the poster. Wow. So we'll have 2 winners out of the 14 slots we're going to sell. I think we'll do $10 a slot to try and help us create Wrestle House in Tampa. I know Howard is furious that he's not going. I know Dave, the new intern, he's even angrier he's not going. He said he felt like Godzilla, but you know what I mean? I can't accommodate everyone. I can only try. Wait until you hear what's going to happen at 10 p.m. tonight, but that's a different story for a different time.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
That's all you got. All right, kiddo. Wrestling fans, we hope you enjoyed our Raw review. We'd love to know what you thought of the show on a scale of 1 to 10. If you're watching during the premiere, you can use the chat box on the right-hand side of the screen, or if you're watching after the fact, you can always leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget, along with whatever happens at 10 o'clock tonight, tomorrow night at 10 p.m., it's Wrestling Insider Special Edition with our good friend Savio Vega. We continue to break down the year that was 1994, including WrestleMania 10, the classic ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, Owen Hart, much more. Thursday night, we continue to party with Marty as the adventure that was 1989 through Marty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll look at that era continues. And then Friday night after SmackDown, the man who... Randy, keep the fire away from the piece, baby. I don't know what would happen with that glue. John Cena Sr. is back when the lights at the Thunderdome go dim. Of course, Saturday night at 10, we have the big weekend review show leading up to that live watch-along Sunday, late afternoon at 5 p.m. So a lot to look forward to this week, along with all of the regular content we have.
Absolutely.
All right, wrestling fans, for Dave Carter, I'm Dan Mirade. We'll see you at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock for what should be a very interesting episode of Wrestling Insiders at your house. The World Wrestling Federation was live at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in New York, New York, Monday, March the 23rd, 1992, the final monthly event taped for the MSG Network until a one-time special in 1997. In the opening contest, Tatanka beat Colonel Mustafa. El Matador drew WWF Tag Team Champion IRS. Model Rick Martel with the win over JW Storm. Bret Hitman Hart and the Bushwhackers defeated the Mountie and the Nasty Boys. The Warlord victorious over Jim Brunzell. Shawn Michaels beat Virgil. And in the main event, Hulk Hogan and the WWF Intercontinental Champion Rowdy Roddy Piper with the win over WWF World Champion Nature Boy Ric Flair and Sid Justice in what would be Hulk Hogan's last match in MSG for 10 years. If you were at MSG Live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our acclaimed Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston wrestling sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling.